What is going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we've got a crazy battle. 25 DC-19 clone machine guns versus 1,000 battle droids with SC-9 pistols. I think this should be an epic battle, and if the clone troopers fail, we're of course going to give them some more backup. I think they will fail on the first time around, but we're going to see at what point do they manage to kill the droids while outnumbered. Maybe they'll succeed on the first one, who knows? Let me know your predictions down in the comment section below. Either way, if you guys enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button. Let's try and get 800 likes in the first 24 hours if possible. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're working our way towards 400k. Alright guys, let's get into the video here. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2. All of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Right then, gamers, let's go ahead and press start right now. Keep in mind, big lag warning for this battle, as there's a lot of battle droids in here. Don't they look so dope when they walk with the pistols? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just think they look very cool walking with the pistols. They seem to be, for the most part, hugging the walls, which is probably actually a pretty good idea for this upcoming skirmish that's going to be going down here. And as soon as the battle does commence here and the droids get close enough, we will go in slow-mo to try and mitigate some of that lag and try and prevent it from being too overwhelming for my computer, which is currently having a heart attack from all of the battles we've been doing. We've been doing some crazy battles recently. Either way, here we go. We've got outgoing fire from the clone troopers right now, and quite a lot of it. These DC-19s, I always say, are some of the best machine guns in the entire Star Wars universe. They just absolutely rip and shred apart enemies, and they're already racking up a few kills here of the frontline droids. However, now almost all of them are suppressed already. That is not a good sign in the slightest, clones. Come on, get up and start firing. It is not a good idea to be suppressed. Not a good idea to be suppressed at all. I really do think if there was a way to turn off suppression in Men of War Assault Squad 2, and we had these troopers never get suppressed, they would win this battle. But I think the suppression is going to be the downfall of this first round of battling. But we do have some clone troopers getting back up and actually firing away with their DC-19 rifles yet again here. Actually, almost all of them getting up and firing away, which is a very, very good sign. Hopefully they do get a few more kills. I'm seeing a few droids actually going down to this new round of fire from the clone troopers, but many of the droids are also clapping back with some fire of their own. A bunch of droids off on the far right over here actually just trying to bum rush right now and get real close. A good number of them are going down to these clone trooper rifles right now. No clones are dead on the ground just yet, and that's mainly because the droids only have pistols, which sort of evens out this battle at least a little bit as far as I'm concerned. Okay, this right side for the droids is taking heavy losses. At least 15 or so droids over this way have gone down, but will it be enough for the clones? Not totally sure about that one. I wouldn't be surprised if the clone troopers did start taking some losses in the battle at this point in time. It's just a lot of droids coming on forward here, and a lot of fire that the clones are having to take on right now. And a lot of them are suppressed. They are not getting up and firing away. Well, this trooper is just not firing. He's up. I don't know why that is. There we go. He did take out those two droids, and third right there. So not too shabby right there at all. Yeah, actually, all of the clone troopers still alive. That is kind of shocking to me that these guys are still alive. I thought for sure the droids would be starting to get some more kills at this point in time. Uh-oh. Here come the grenades. Yeah, that is going to be the downfall of these clone troopers if I ever saw it. Yeah, this is really a bad sign. They're going to run away from those. Not all of them managed to get away. In fact, none of them really managed to get away right there. And that's going to do in the entire right side of the clone trooper army here. Droids are now managing to get in on that side over there. The troopers on the left side are still managing to fire out at least a little bit here. but it's probably not going to be enough to take out these battle droids that are coming on forward. All right, there's another grenade coming in to the clone trooper lines right now, and that's going to blow these guys up as well. And bye-bye. Yep, this is the downfall of the clone trooper lines at the moment here. At least they got a solid number of kills, but it's clearly not going to be enough to win the battle. No siree. I mean, they've got some troopers left. I wouldn't doubt that they get maybe 3 or 4 more kills in this battle before it's all said and done, but they are certainly not making a full-blown comeback here. It's just literally no way. Yep, the last of the droids managing to pick off these clones here. There's about 4 left right now. They're just actually getting executed. They're trying to hide behind cover. Show them some sympathy. Take prisoners. God! Oh, and they're even having the audacity to grenade right there. Yikes. Alright, well, the clone trooper army does end up failing right here. Yellow are dead clones, red are dead droids. I'd say they probably got about 50 or 60 droid kills at the end of the day here, which is still more than clones lost, but no victory. So let's try and buff the clone lines and see what we could do to help them out. Alright, gamers, so for the second battle here, I added 10 more clone troopers. I added 1 to the line over here. I also opened up a gap here for the droids because I realized they were all coming to the right because that's the only gap in the sandbag line. So I added 1 to the left too, so they'd split between those 2 paths. But in addition to that, there are 9 clone troopers back here behind blast shields with DC-19. So that brings our total to 35 clone troopers against 1,000 battle droids over here. Let's go ahead and see if the battle droids do get defeated this time around with just a little bit of added clone trooper oomph. I'm thinking because there's more clones back here behind blast shields, then these guys probably won't get suppressed as easily as these troopers, and then maybe we'll have constant firing from the clone boys on the battlefield. Okay, here we go. Battle is commencing yet again here. It'll be probably the same amount of lag as last time. Let's go ahead and try and zoom in a little bit if we can. It doesn't seem to really want to on this map. Okay, that's all right. Either way, yeah, we've got good amount of clone trooper fire here, and the suppression begins, though. However, just like my theory stated, the troopers in the back here don't seem to really be getting suppressed very much. That being said, with that, the droids aren't really taking too many losses. I'm seeing 6 or 7 droids total dead at this point, and that's probably because the main firing line of the clones is still going to be these troopers at the front. This is the main oomph of the clone trooper army, and if these guys aren't firing and just the guys in the back who are a lot more sparse are firing, it's still not going to be the most effective of defensive positions in this battlefield. That being said, we are at least now seeing them start to get up and start to fire. There we go. Now we're going to start seeing some clone trooper kills mount up against these battle droids. And the droids are really going for a full send charge over here on the left. They're trying to completely flank the clone troopers, I think, at this point, and just trying to get behind there. Maybe they're even just trying to get into grenade distance because they know their pistols are just none too powerful to actually take out a lot of these clone troopers. So, yeah, we are having a mass slaughter on both sides here with droids in the back trying to suppress while droids in the front tried to just sort of charge on forward here at the clone trooper army. Doesn't seem to be working for the droids, and the clones do seem to be actually doing a little bit better here. And I think the backup in back for the clone trooper army is actually helping out a pretty tremendous amount here. Oh wow, a lot of clones over here standing up at once. We've got a lot of droids trying to barge on through here and get to those back positions. These clones are not allowing them to do so. And the droids that are in the back sort of doing suppressive fire, they've only got pistols, so they're not able to do a great deal of damage against these clone troopers. I really think, again, the best tactic for the droids to take would be to grenade. I think grenades are definitely the droids' easiest way out of this battle with minimal losses. These troopers in the back here behind the blast shield still getting a decent amount of fire off. And we do have a grenade going off over here on the clone trooper army, taking out a massive block of clones over this way. That is exactly what happened in the last episode we did here, or well, rather 5 minutes ago, not the last episode, but the last battle we did. That's what happened. A couple of clones also going down to pistol fire here from the battle droid army as well. So the droids are definitely starting to wipe out these clone troopers, and they are still suppressed in the middle point over there and not getting a lot of fire out. So my theory was right that these troopers in the back would be supplying some constant fire for the clone trooper army, but even with that being said, it's still not really enough here to stop the droid force from fully coming on forward. Droids, for some reason, are just going to the back here. That is very bizarre. Who knows what the AI in Men of War do? They do bizarre things. Either way, the sandbag line in the front here is completely down and out now for the clone troopers, and now grenades are starting to be thrown against the blast shields here and taking out more of these clone troopers in the back. Clones do still have some kills coming in from these DC-19 troopers behind the blast shields, but at the end of the day, I think we are going to be seeing another battle droid victory here. Although, a lot more kills from the clone troopers this time around. The droids definitely took a bit more of a beating this time and were not nearly as invincible as last time, where they just absolutely clobbered the clones. This time around, the clones did some clobbering themselves, baby. Well, and there's also still some decent blast shields left alive here. The droids are having a little bit of trouble with cleanup here. If we look at the battlefield right now, though, red are dead droids, yellow are dead clones, and I would definitely say probably 150 to 200 droids dead on the battlefields. That'd be my best guess, yeah. A lot of dead droids on the battlefield, that's for sure. The last 6 clone troopers here behind the blast shields still getting suppressed a good bit in the front there, but the troopers in the back are still managing to get a solid amount of shots off at these droids and actually continuing to pick up lots of kills against the droids. The droids are trying to fire through these tiny little slits in the blast shield. It's a very difficult shot to make. You have to be highly accurate with that shot. One of the clones does go down, so the droids were accurate enough over there apparently. Oh, and that guy went down as well. Oh, no. Wait, did that go? Yeah, I think that guy was alive just a second ago. I don't remember. I can't remember which clone we were looking at just a second ago. Either way, the clone resistance here is still putting up a fight. I have to say, that's pretty impressive that they're still managing to be in this thing for this long. A grenade does get thrown over here. That's going to take out, both of those clones right there. That's a oof and a half. Although they might get back up. Well, he got back up and immediately got shot down dead, so that's a rip and a half right there. And then this last clone trooper right here, he's got grenades out. He might try and grenade. He gets shot and then has to duck back down. Droid's coming around the back here to try and take him out. Is he going to get some more kills? He will! He will, and then he does end up going down. So a pretty decent last stand right there. I'd say probably got, yeah, maybe like 50 more kills. I'd say the clones maybe got 200 or so kills. Maybe even more, 250 maybe in that battle, which is very, very impressive. So let's try this one more time and really try and beef up the clones here. Okay, for the last battle here, we have about 75 clone troopers total. I added this wall up here, so not only do we have squatting clones, we have standing clones and then high-rise clones back here to add another level of elevation. We'll see if they can take on the 1,000 battle droids that are coming on forward here. I think maybe with this many clone troopers, we might actually be able to do it. And keep in mind, they're still outnumbered over 10 to 1. That's right, over 10 to 1, which is a pretty crazy outnumbering if we're being completely honest here. So I am thinking the clones might have this, even though it's just such bad odds against them. I think this weapon is powerful enough to take care of this, and they have a strategic enough position that it could pan out in their favor. So let's go ahead and see what happens. They're just about going to cross into the line of sight of the clones right about here, I'm believing. And yes, they are indeed. And shots begin to be fired from the clone trooper army right here and from the battle droid army right now. It seems like the clone troopers are actually not getting too suppressed this time. I think suppression will be minimal this time because now we have 3 layers of clone troopers able to fire. Although I do have to say that back layer is not firing just yet. Okay, now they're starting to fire. The droids just hadn't gotten quite close enough for that back layer to actually have any impact on the battle, but now they are actually firing away, and all of them are rounding off DC-19 fire, and it is definitely the laggiest we have seen this battle yet. Actually, I should go in slow-mo, shouldn't I? That'll help. Yep, we went from 5 FPS to about 10 FPS. We doubled our FPS, baby, which, you know, it doesn't seem like a lot, 10 FPS, but it does make a big difference. You go from basically watching a PowerPoint presentation to being able to watch somewhat of an animation. It's tricky out here. It do be tricky out here. Either way, lots of rounding fire from the back lines over here, and even though the front lines is mostly suppressed, the back lines is keeping this battle alive for the clone troopers. And actually, they are just shredding battle droids at this point. Look at this. So many battle droids dead on the ground. Let's go ahead and try and move a little bit closer to the battlefield so we can get a better view. Yeah, the droids are taking definitely the most losses they have taken yet, which is not unexpected with this many clone troopers on the battlefield now, but it does seem like they might be on track to actually win this battle, which was not exactly, you know, a guarantee here. The droids could still win this battle for sure. I mean, they just need to get close enough, I think, to do their grenading method here. Then they need to do what they did last time with these guys, and then they need to devise a new way to take out these clones up top here, which honestly could just be as simple as going up the stairs and shooting them. Because once the droids get to this back point here, I think these clones would be basically done for. That is a hard position to hold if you are not facing the enemy from above. If they do manage to flank, that position can just go down in a microsecond right there. But either way, the droids are trying their best to come forward, and they are getting kersplatted at every possible juncture here. This is not the droids' way to play. This is not the outcome I think they are wanting here. They are just getting toasted by incoming clone trooper fire. Just absolutely shredded on all accounts right here. The clones are just dominating them. Alright, since it's so laggy, I think I might go ahead and let this run for just a minute, and then when something interesting happens, I'll start recording again. So I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about a minute or so, and things have definitely turned for the worse for the clone troopers right now. Most of them are suppressed at the moment, and it's almost all incoming fire. Very little outgoing fire. We are seeing some life breathed back into the clone trooper lines here, but for the most part, it is still all incoming fire. So the droids might be able to take out these clone trooper resistors right now with simply fire outgoing. It's very, very possible that all these clones could die from the incoming fire. And yeah, look at that. They stand up and they just get pelted and then they drop back down. Definitely not a good thing when you're in a defensive position like this. So we went from just dominating clone troopers to droids managing to grab hold of this battlefield. And you'll notice the reason they're so suppressed is because the droids are actually at the limits of the DC-19's fire arc from back here. So these clones cannot fire at those droids right now. Oh, one droid came into their fire arc right there. But these droids right here are actually safe from the wall clones. So if they just stand back here and fire on in, they'll be able to kill all of these clone troopers and then push in after that. So that very well might happen. It seems like the droids are taking this very, very slowly currently. So really only firing when the clones end up popping up. And yes, a couple of clones are now starting to die as the droids just absolutely wallop them with incoming SE9 fire right now. A couple of clones are trying their hardest to get some shots out, but not really doing too much. So we'll let this play for a little bit longer here and see if anything interesting happens. Alright guys, so the battle has gone completely quiet yet again. The droids seem to be pretty quiet right now, just in general. They don't want to come forward, it seems. The clones took a couple more losses, it seems like, in that skirmish, but nothing too crazy. Again, those pistols are just so unbelievably weak that they really didn't do too much. I think we are going to bump it up into normal speed here. We do have another loss right there for the clone troopers, and I think those will continue. I think the clones will lose more soldiers before this battle is out, and this entire front line may very well fall before this battle is out as well, but I think that the back line should be able to have this. I mean, at this point, the droids have probably lost about 500 soldiers at this point in time, which is a hefty amount. Half of their force, just about. Clones losing a couple more troopers here, but still, I think the clones will be able to manage to win this. And yes, actually, tons of clones in the front here going down now as they're getting suppressed. They pop up, and then they just get pelted by fire, so much so that they end up dying. So the droids did manage to find the trick to actually win this first part of the battle here, but if they'll manage to find a second trick to win the rest of the battle, that's yet to be seen. I think the clones will have a nasty little surprise for these droids. Hopefully these clone troopers here can maybe get a kill or two more before they all end up dying, but as soon as we went into regular speed, these clone troopers did end up biting the dust pretty quick here. Yeah, these droids are not messing around anymore. They've found the cheeky little cheat to winning this part of the battle, and they are fully investing in on it. These last few clone troopers here trying their best, but probably not going to amount to much. I think I'll be back once this front line is down and we see the next line sort of engage a little bit more in the battle. Okay, so the very last clone trooper up here did end up dying, so now the droids do have a clear path forward, at least to this second line here. Now this second line for the clones is fully intact. A couple of random straggler droids ended up going around this way, but they got shot down pretty quick. And now as the droids begin to move forward again, the clones are able to fully utilize their back line once more, which could be the downfall for these battle droids. They're going to be trying to come forward here, but they don't have that cheat code that they were using last time. They could still suppress these clones up there on the wall. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult. So the droids do have a chance at winning this thing. I'm just not sure it's going to happen for them. Right now, the clones, though, do have to be patient and basically wait for the droids to come into range of their weapons in order to fire at them. That is definitely a major problem that the clone troopers are dealing with currently. And it seems like actually the second line of clones is able to fire at a lot more of these droids, but at the same time, I think a lot of them are suppressed? No, they're just not firing for some reason. Okay, that's a little bit bizarre. Well, why don't we go in fast speed here for just a moment and see if the droids do decide to try and come forward. And they're kind of worming their way on up. Just a little bit. Not too much, though. They really seem to be slow rolling the rest of this battle here, and now they're not even getting that much fire out, so there's no real reason to slow roll it. They're just slow rolling it for no particular reason at all. Let's go ahead and see the deaths right here. So yellow are dead clone troopers, red are dead droids. The droids have lost a massive portion of their force here, just a crazy amount, and this must be the range of that back line of those clones. It must be like right here that it ends for them, and they can't fire at these droids anymore because that's where the bodies end for the battle droid army, right over there. Alright, I'll let this run for a little bit longer, and I'll be back if anything interesting happens. Alright boys, so it's been another couple minutes here in fast motion, and nothing too crazy happening with these droids. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get these droids all to come forward at once to make this a little bit more interesting, because they're just kind of hanging out on that back line right there, and it's really not making for very good content. And so we're going to try and charge them forward, full send it, if you will, and see if these guys end up managing to do really anything here, or if they all end up going down due to this, you know, crazy influx of incoming clone trooper fire. So here we go. The mass charge of the last, I don't know, 200, 300 droids maybe. Really, not many are remaining on the battlefield at this point in time because of all of the incoming clone fire. So let's go ahead and see if these droids manage to do anything. They are coming forward because I forced them to. And they're getting some shots off. They're doing something at the very least, but the clone fire is pretty great at this point in time, which is basically just killing off the vast majority of them. And so I think the clones are going to end up getting the dubski here, as we sort of predicted at this point. With this battle, I mean, they were outnumbered over 10 to 1, which is very impressive still. That they managed to win this, but they didn't quite manage to win those first two battles that we had. Either way, that's gonna be about it right there, and the droids have, for the most part, all been defeated. There's a few stragglers off to the sides and things like that, but if you look here, yellow are dead clones, red are dead droids, about 1,000 dead droids, and I don't know, maybe 20 or so dead clones, so pretty impressive stuff all in all. Let's check out some of the numbers the clones have. This trooper has 13 kills, this trooper has 23, 14, 10, 14, 20, 6, 12, 7, 11, 12, 5, 7, 6, 12. So a lot of these clones all have like a bunch of kills, you know, 15, 7, 11, and it averaged enough to manage to get the 1,000 kills that they needed. Pretty crazy. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to hit that like button if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'd like to see more videos similar to this. All right, guys, peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.